Stephen, let's get to the Trump and Harris of it all. Again, Annalise in a couple of minutes' time. So, we could talk for hours about the past couple of weeks, but let's talk about where to from here. It will be Harris. It will be Harris versus Trump. There is a resetting in the race. She starts from behind. She's had a massive surge of money, and the media will now try to turn her into an Obama-like historic figure. That said, do you think that the issues that still have been fundamental to where the Democrats were that they needed to get rid of Joe Biden, and I'm talking about immigration, cost of living, you name it, that any of those substantially change, or is the whole point of the Harris candidacy to change the subject to the ones that are more popular for the Democrats?
Look, Paul, as you know, as your spy in America, which our text messages would show.
I'm refusing to hand it over to the committee. I will not hand this over to the committee.
Holly, subpoena that man.
FOI's on its way.
Your spy on the ground.
You talk over to Lee. That's just the photos. Keep going.
Use Signal, Paul. I've tried to explain to you about Signal.
Sorry,
Bugger. So, it's very important that the overwhelming problem that Biden has, or had, was that there was an absolute fixed mindset across 70% plus of Americans that he was too old to do the job, certainly going forward. I'm not wasting my time with the debate about the next 4 or 5 months, but overwhelming. And it blocked voters in the US from considering almost any other policy or anything else he wanted to say. So the Obamas and the Clintons and all the serious leadership in the Democrats all formed the view that following the disastrous demonstration at the debate, that he needed to pull up stumps. So they were ramping up the pressure. The issues around, for instance, immigration. Now, I'm going to be cruel to one of you're the fanboy for Trump, but Trump personally intervened in a deal that had been put together by the Republicans to deal with the border crisis. And it was agreed, and it was a rough and tough package. Many Democrats hated it, but Biden was pushing it through and he was endorsing it. And Trump picks up the phone and says, "Don't you dare agree to this, because it'll look like a win for Biden on the borders." So Kamala would have actually had a win, but Trump made sure Republicans didn't vote for it. Now, that is the height of cynicism. He wanted the political crisis on the border to keep going for his own.
What about changing out a sitting president because he can't win?
Well, I think...
you want to talk about it, little changes?
As I've said...
I love you, but...
The Democrats had formed the view that they had about a 20% chance of winning with Biden.
So do you think that we're back to 50-50, or do you think, I mean, again, with the full sort of Obama treatment, right? You know what's going to happen here. The full Obama treatment in and around Harris.
She'll be Woman of the Year.
Isn't she the best of Hillary and the best of... Yeah, you go.
The best case that the Democrats, and I was talking to the people who were behind the scenes convincing Democrats to come out against Biden. And they were saying, look, Kamala, it's probably 45% chance. But we've got a roll of the dice where we've removed the single biggest obstacle to people voting Democrat and voting against Trump, which is the Biden issue. But they also make the point that Harris has got to be laser focused on middle America issues. And more importantly, she's got to keep the campaign focused on Trump. Now that Biden's out of the way, her job is to remind Americans about, let's just be polite, the flaws of Donald Trump.
Sure.
So Trump needs to be it needs to be a referendum on Trump. It was going to be a referendum on Biden and his age. Kamala Harris has got to make it a debate and a referendum on Trump.
Good man.
That's the only hope they've got. She's got to not spend her time. I mean, I did watch yesterday, look, you're entitled to be excited about the prospect, but it's, OK, let's stop talking about you and how wonderful you and Joe are, and let's get onto the issues that middle America wants to talk about. Because if she doesn't, if she goes woke, if she wants to talk about all those things, she's in trouble. I like the way Andrew Bolt earlier tonight described it, Paul. He called her a chameleon and warned the Republicans, do not underestimate her. She's a political chameleon. She's morphed her way through all her different phases of a political career. Hard on crime, soft on crime. Yeah, she'll be whatever she needs to do, and that's the 45% roll of the dice the Democrats have engaged in.